unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm
I am
unbeatable.
unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Settle yourself down for 5 hours of hoops here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel this Sunday. First up, the Bristol Flyers are travelling to take on the Sheffield Sharks. And the Sharks have been showing some real steel in the last few weeks, winning 4 out of their last 5. Conversely, though, after a great start, the Flyers have been plummeting, losing their last 3 against teams propping up the league. The Flyers did, however, beat the Sharks by just 2 points last month. Hoping for another tight game is Tahir Hajat and Leicester head coach Rob Paternostro.
Hoping for a great game of basketball indeed at the Cannon Medical Arena. Braun Sheffield Sharks taking on the Bristol Flyers here on a Sunday afternoon. No better place to be. It's going to be an exciting one nonetheless. As Jeanette's already mentioned, it was a close game earlier fair in the season. Rob, it wasn't a very high-scoring game, but we can be optimistic about it.
Well, we shall see. Sheffield playing really good basketball at home. Tough to beat there. Bristol is going to have to play really well to win today.
Well, let's take a look at the starting 5. Let's see how these teams will get things started at the Cannon Medical Arena. The Sheffield Sharks, Bennett Cook, Kipper Nichols, Jordan Ratinho, Devell Ramsey, and the high flyer, Jalen Pitkins. Del Pesh, Rodney Glasgow Jr., they've been on the bench for a couple of games. They're yet to feature, but let's find out if they make the cut tonight. And for the Bristol Flyers, Trajan Jacob, Rowell Graham Bell, Tevin Ollison, CJ Jackson, and the double-double machine, Brad Green. Still short on the bench, the Bristol Flyers, but a huge win in the EMBL in Poland is their last game. Well, let's take a look at some players we want to hone in on specifically. And for the Sharks, it's Devell Ramsey, Rob.
Devell Ramsey, the California kid. I had a front row seat for him the other night. Offensively and defensively plays with an aggressiveness and a tenacity. He's been much improved this year.
And on the opposing team, let's take a little look at CJ Jackson.
Cleveland, Allen Jackson. First 2 games in the BBL, not many points. You see the numbers there, but he exploded on Wednesday night in Poland for 24 points and 6 assists. Let's see what he's got in the tank today.
We will see indeed. Don't go anywhere. We're about to go live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. 3 o'clock tip at the Cannon Medical Arena. British Basketball League action just right around the corner. But we missed a player to watch. Take a quick look very quickly at this on the screen.
I mean, I can't go anywhere with this camera in my face. It's unreal. Like, no matter where I go, this cameraman. I saw him in Marks and Spencer's the other day. It was unbelievable. High Cross and Leicester. No privacy.
Well, T-Ball Lines, I know he ain't got that kind of sauce. I know you got those passes. Little surprise for Rob there.
Thank you. I love to see the around-the-back pass.
Oh, man. I'll be honest with you, over the years working with Rob at the Riders, he has these brief moments where he has a moment with the ball in his hand and he's dribbling it off his knee, he's pulling out all these old school moves. Still got the handles, you never leave them. Well, welcome to the Cannon Medical Arena British Basketball League Championship action as the Braun Sheffield Sharks take on the Bristol Flies for the second time this season. And the Sheffield Sharks, should I say, will start with possession. My name's Tahir Hadja alongside Ron Paternostra. We got a double-header today. We'll be taking you through Caledonia, Cheshire a little later on. But straight out the gates, drive into the rack. Pipkins trying to scoop it under, no good for him. Bristol on the drive. Ollison, he goes with another scoop, but tries to find Roel Graham-Bell on the baseline.
Well, that was your typical Sheffield Shark offense. Use a lot of the shot clock. They got a good look. Pipkins just missed the layup. Well, look for Sheffield to really, slow the pace down in the half court. They don't hurt themselves there. They take care of the ball and make it difficult for you to get anything in transition.
One of our players to watch today was DeVell Ramsey, a former junior USA national team player. You see his impact today. Kipper Nichols, though, to the right hand. Bounces off the back of the iron. Roel Graham-Bell, he'll keep that one in. Flyers in the hands of CJ Jackson, who floats it in for two, Rob.
Well, feeling good after the other night. And Jackson slowly got there, but he threw the floater up for two.
How much time do you think it will take for him to really adjust into Andrea Kapoulis' team?
Well, he's played a lot of games here this week. Obviously the two last weekend, the one in Poland, so probably starting to get really comfortable now.
Skip pass across, Kipper Nichols for the triple. And fight for the rebound. Bennett Cook gets his fingertips to it. Nichols, defender on his back, hands it off Ratinho and opens up the scoring for the Sharks.
Interesting there. They doubled Bennett in the post there. They got a good look out of it, but didn't make it. But let's see what kind of legs Bristol has. Let's see what they're doing on the glass. Let's see how quick they are. Long week for them.
Graham-Bell eyeing up his options. Right-hand side. Ollison Jacob driving to the rack. He'll float it in with the left hand.
Well, he had 25 the other night in Poland. And Jacob's a guy we can see that can get points in a hurry, both beyond the three-point line and driving to the hoop.
Fans will have seen Trajan Jacob throwing up those triples all season long. Kipper Nichols inside with the right hand. However, a little stat for you from shooting is between these two teams. The Sheffield Sharks, they take the least amount of threes but have one of the higher percentages in the league, whereas the Bristol Flyers, mid-tier, they take about 25 threes, but their percentage not so great, Rob.
No, but they play a faster paced game than Sheffield does. Sheffield play that slower paced game out there. Really like to punch the ball inside. When you look at teams that put the ball inside, Sheffield #1 in the league at most touches on the inside.
Here's Jackson, the inbounder for the Flyers. There's a triple for Bristol, and he knocks that one down.
How about that one? Fading away, feeling good. That's an out-of-bounds play they run all the time. And Jacob does a good job of getting free and knocking it down.
Forget about Mike Tubby, he's got the in here. He said, let me talk about our shooting percentages, Tahir. Here's one for you. Now off the dribble, Pipkins. Caught up with Jackson. Ramsey, ball rotation, Ratinho off the dribble. Right hand and floated it again.
Another job where almost every player touches the ball for Sheffield. And Ratinho shows he's not just an outside shooter. He can get to the hoop sometimes as well.
He's been a real core piece of this Sheffield Sharks team over the past few years. He has a joint Portuguese citizenship, played at the University of San Francisco. But also, he's starting tonight, but I see him as a role player.
Yeah, but he's a role player that gets a lot of minutes, and I think what the T-Ball likes about him is defensively he's locked in all the time, and he's not a guy you need to run a lot of plays for because he'll find his way into the game. He doesn't need a lot of touches, and he's a guy that makes teams pay when you stay off him beyond that three-point line. Tiba fired up over there. Looked like he might have got a warning.
It's not good to get
Early
those.
in the game.
Yeah, really early in the game, and he can receive a tackle too. Let me tell you. Roel Graham-Bell for 3 off the front of the iron, rebounded by Pitkins. Substitution for the Sheffield Sharks. They got Nixon into the game for the first time. Here he is, coming off the screen from Cook. Quick kick out to Ratinho, back inside, one-on-one with Green. Cook fading away, rolls it in for 2.
Well, you want to force him left, but that time he got to the left and used the right hand for 2, even with a bump from Green.
Jackson tried the no-look pass, but Traylor was surrounded by defenders.
Bristol's lost a lot of speed when you take out Lucas and Ketty Johnson to their team. It'll be interesting to see if they can get any separation out on the perimeter to open up things for other players.
Well, I mean, it's been really evident as Green goes to his right hand here for 2. Well, you watching European basketball this season, and then you immediately watch a British Basketball League game after, the pace is different. It's night and day.
Certainly a lot of speed in our game, no doubt about it, especially in the backcourt. It's why it's tough sometimes for the big guys to keep up with it. But, yeah, when you're talking about Ketty Johnson and Lucas for Bristol, 2 of the faster players in the league.
Pitkins using the screen from Cook. Now Nixon. He holds possession. Nichols rolling off it, but Cook has room at the elbow. Ball fake, spin. And Green gets his hands to it, pulls his hands out.
And that was interesting there from Bennett. There, he gets the ball on the elbow, and he drives a tight spin. You're thinking he's going to use the left hand, but he doesn't. He uses the right. Let's see if we can see it again here. Tight spin, that's tough to guard. But now he wants to get back in the right hand, potentially maybe the left. But Green disappointed probably because he thinks he got the ball. Be interesting to watch these two. It's all about positioning under the basket. Who's going to get the better position when they're matched up?
Well, we've done quite a few Bristol games together, Rob. We know that Brad Green's got the engine on him. He's going to get up and down, but he's quite heavy set. Bennett Cook's got those long arms. He's going to be a little bit more versatile from a stopped and starting position.
Well, Bennett really does his damage early in the game, early in quarters. You know, they like to go to him early. You'll probably see him come out in a minute or 2. But usually with Sheffield and Coach Lyons, they like to get him going right off the bat.
Kapoulis instructing his team. Bristol, Sheffield tied early on here, just under 6 minutes played. As Jackson between the legs, drive, 2 feet, stop, and Nichols just deflects that one, and Flyers will keep it.
Good defense from Nixon. I was impressed with his defense last week as well. I thought Sheffield's guards did a really good job of pressuring the ball and taking you out of the offense. That's why you need someone to be able to go by them to make things happen. Tough to do.
Sideline. See what we've got drawn up here. Graham-Bell sets the screen, and coming off Green was Jackson. Green was open, so he gets it. Roel Graham-Bell fading out, knocking down the triple.
Well, they went under on Roel Graham, and he can hit that 3-point shot. He's going to be vital today to get his offense going. Good start for Bristol.
As we know, one of the leading rebounders in the league is the Bristol Flyers. And Roel Graham-Bell, he can get boards too, Rob.
Yeah, he can. He can get boards. He can play in a lot of different ways. And if he's making that 3-point shot, certainly tough to guard.
Deflected there by Jacob out of bounds. Sideline now for the Sharks. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Now, let's see here. You don't want to foul if you're Bristol. Nothing towards the basket. Keep him away from the basket and defend.
Pitkins, he's trusted with possession, splits the defense, drives, has the contact, throws it up in case it might go in.
Good move there from Pipkins. Bristol jumped out on him, and he was able to split the trap there, split the ball screen, and get to the basket. End of the clock here. This is what you need. Players to split. Right there, he goes by him, and then he's in the air with that athleticism to be able to draw the foul. Nice play.
He's on the line now. This is the... Oh, he steps over the free throw line. That's a junior basketball problem normally, but it happens at all levels of the game.
Very rare, though. Very rare to see that. Eddie Adansky all over that. Look at him looking at the line right now. He's right on it. Right on watching him. That time he was off.
There's a second. Sheffield faithful come out in their numbers today to support their beloved Sheffield Sharks.
And there you see Nixon pressured up the court. Made Jackson get rid of it. 14 on the shot clock. They're still at half court.
Jacob looking for Bell, but Ollison comes up high, kicks it out. Jackson, 3, and it's lights out for Bristol.
A nice play there. They ran the clock down, but Jackson didn't hesitate to catch and shoot for 3.
Well, playing above their three-point percentage here in this first quarter. That's their third triple, 3 for 4. Bennett Cook, left hand.
Oh.
Gets it to go this time, Rob. He
Yeah.
thought, I better stop forcing the right and go left.
And he looks out of gas right there as he finished it. But that was a good move from him. Going left, took the contact, and finished for 2.
We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back with you really, really shortly here at the Cannon Medical Arena. Welcome back to the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. CJ Jackson, Rob.
Yeah, showed the little floater early. Talked about him not putting up too much points in the BBL, but so far he's been aggressive. 2 for 2 for CJ to start the game. The former Ohio State Buckeye.
And the former Leicester Rider.
That's right.
Alongside that resume, as he brings up the ball once again, as you mentioned earlier, Rob Nixon not giving him any room to breathe. Now with Jacob. He's on the left wing, high on top of the three-point line. Ollison one-on-one with Stewart, trying to shake him off. Green comes, rejects the screen, sidestep, and that triple is off. Green with the offensive rebound and finish.
And that hurts for Sheffield. I thought Stewart did a good job defensively. Forced him away from the screen, made him take a tough shot, but tough bounce off the rim. And Bristol, we know they can get on that offensive glass.
Nixon, he'll pull up mid-range, that's short. Ollison, left-hand side. Green trying to set a quick drag screen action. He's got 2 feet in the paint, back to basket. Right-handed hook.
Oh, line drive. Throw it up there, Brad. It's going to go down. Good battle from him versus him and Bennett right now. Bennett out there a long time. Usually he's on the bench earlier than this. Let's see how he does.
Well, Bennett Cook, he's going to his right hand here. Gets in front of Green, feels the contact. The referee blows the whistle. Graham Bell having a conversation with the other referee. 2 shots to come. Bennett Cook on the line.
Bennett is a guy you think about, back to the basket player, but he does face up at times and shows the inability to face up and drive by the big guy.
He's got 5 points and a rebound early on in this one. 3 minutes 30 on the clock. Don't forget, in the YouTube comments, let us know your thoughts about today's game. Later on, we'll be asking you who you think the MVP will be. It's a trio of action here in the British Basketball League. Sorry, Plymouth. That's coming up a little later on. Then me and Rob are back on duty as we watch Cheshire Phoenix and Caledonia Gladiators go at it again. Don't miss that, 6 o'clock live. There's the rebound for Smith, who's checked into the game. That is his old age, Leslie Smith, is having to play a lot of minutes. Samuels. Nixon, no discrimination as to where he applies pressure. In the zone here, Rob.
Doing a good job forcing over that screen.
Jacob just jacks that one up. It's kept in play, but the shot clock buzzer will sound, and as the ball wasn't in a Sheffield Sharks player's hands, it will stay with them.
Well, Nixon impressed me last week with his defense up the floor. He fouled a few times, but he certainly was aggressive and trying to take you out of what you want to do. And when you look at Sheffield, they're loaded in the backcourt. They have so many players they can rotate. Glasgow's back in here maybe, we'll see. But so many guys they can rotate, keep them fresh, put the pressure on for the whole game.
Nixon on the other end of the defense. He's guarded by Samuels as Pipkins finds Nixon off the dribble. Nice help there from Roel Graham-Bell. But Pipkins keeps it alive. Ratinho, ball movement. Stewart for three. That was good ball movement, but the shot didn't fall.
Good job by Bristol, really being physical on defense here. Holding the 13 so far. Pretty solid on that end of the floor.
Samuels. Screen from Smith. Baseline cut from Graham-Bell. Jacob looking inside. Leslie Smith. A little bit of a mismatch there with Pipkins. The foul is called. He's heavier set than Pipkins, so can back him down.
I thought it was Nichols there, though. I thought it was Kipper, actually, in here.
Correct.
But this is a good pass here from Jacob because he throws it away from the defense. And nice catch from Leslie. He'll want that back, though. I think he probably will feel like he could finish, but he did hack him on the arm. Kipper says, me? Yeah, he got him on that arm.
Smith knocks down the first free throw. Substitution checking in for the Flies is Rafael Thomas-Edwards. They'll have to wait for the free throws to finish here before you can check in.
Leslie Smith, 18 minutes per game, 5 points per game.
As Raf Thomas-Edwards steps on the hardwood. Rafael Thomas-Edwards, Leicester born.
Has been in and out of the starting lineup a little bit this year. Coming off the bench now. We've seen him have big games. They're going to need some of that today. But good start from Bristol.
I think this pace will cater to their shortened roster as well. I mean, it is half-court basketball, but they're not exactly moving at a slow pace, the Sharks, as Nichols fires off the mid-range. I mean, you could play a slower half-court game, but the pace at which you play, the way you cut off the ball, the way you set a screen, the way you attack the basket, the pace of that will take the energy out of the defense.
Yeah, certainly will make you work longer, no doubt about it. And that's what Sheffield do, especially on the offensive end when you play them, is they make you play that whole 24 seconds a lot of times. Ball moves from side to side. But it'll be interesting to see how long Bristol can go. Remember, 2 games last weekend, then a trip to Poland, now a trip all the way up to Sheffield. I've been there with those European games in the middle of the week. It certainly is a challenge, and that's why, you know, you could see him subbing early. He has Samuel, looks like Landolfi's taking the shirt off, Smith, Edwards, so he's trying to use that bench, whatever bench he does have, early in the game.
There's almost as many coaching staff and injured players as there is active players in that huddle right now of the timeout. But, of course, that timeout will be called by a team of Lions. They're just not putting points on the board right now, Rob.
Yeah, maybe wants to run a set here, get an opportunity to get a good look. You know, so far they've given up 21 points, which I'm sure that's not something he'll be too happy with. But going back to Bristol, you know, I was a part of playing in European competition way back when and playing in the BBL as well, and also coaching in that, and injuries will pop up. You know that's going to happen. With all the travel and everything that you're dealing with, you know, you're going to have to expect that the injuries will pop up, and right now they do have them. And, you know, you're looking at a Sheffield team that played last Friday night, so they had their feet up waiting for Bristol to come in while Bristol played this tough schedule.
And coach of Team Lions, timeout over. Let's see what impact that will have had on this possession. Here's Nixon. Straight across there to Stewart, gets it back. The screen of Cook, there's the nice cut, but Leslie Smith, quick reactions, deflects that. Flyers will get it back, timeout negated. And Ollison Euro step into the right hand and a score off it as well. That's not what you want out of a timeout.
Well, I thought the play, he was open, to be honest with you. Whatever play they called there, just got deflected, and that hurt. But give Ollison credit. We know he shoots that three, but he has that ability to change directions in the lane and make tough shots.
Stewart, he's guarded by Thomas Edwards. Now Nichols on the baseline. The foul is called. And a quick huddle under the basket for the Flyers. And one play.
That was a nice little shot from Nichols. He makes that mid-range shot. Looked like Landolfi, who just came into the game, must have got him on the arm or something. That's a bad foul there on the jump shot. You know, you got a Sheffield team struggling to score. Let's see it again. He's late to get over there, and oh, yes. Oof. Didn't see the contact up top, maybe below. He didn't have a good look
landing
below.
Space call. Right, this is the freebie. Here's Samuels now. Oh, he's taking it too, Nixon. You're gonna pressure me, I'm gonna have to make you work. Says Corey Samuels, handoff from Smith. Floated up inside, nice rotation. Corey Samuels, his shot is short and rebounded by Bennett Cook.
Great play there from Bristol. Smith, good pass out. Samuels not known for that outside shooting, way short on that one.
Stewart, he's double teamed on the baseline. Screen from Nichols, he'll roll. Bennett Cook flashes high. That was a right-handed floater, really. Needed a short jumper there. Get away, just inside the free throw line. Corey Samuels is one-on-one with Stewart. Driving, nice pass from Samuels. Ollison, left-hand finish, and one. The foul is called.
Yeah, good play. Samuels made the play there with the penetration, getting in there. And give Ollison credit for the good cut here. Look at Samuels getting by. Ooh, slipping out of the hands a little bit, but nice lefty finish from Ollison, who's really shown a lot to his game this season.
Off-ball defense there, caught sleeping, Rob. And for the fans, you know, they played this game earlier on in the season, 6th of October, 67-65. The first quarter of that game was 13-9, the score. And thankfully, they're putting a lot more points on the board, Rob.
The old 45-second shot clock days. When I played college basketball, it was 45 seconds on the shot clock. So sometimes teams could really slow it down. You look at Ollison, want to highlight him a little bit. 32 minutes a game this year for them, 16 points a game. He is the type of guy that can get to the hoop, can shoot the three, makes tough shots and big shots.
Andreas Kapoulis, Drink head coach of the Bristol Flyers, prowling along the sidelines. Here's a good question for you, Rob. Standing and sitting down on the sidelines must one of the coaches, like, it's a subconscious thing, but you think for a moment you can sit down and all of a sudden straight back up onto your feet again.
Yeah, you tell yourself, I'm just going to sit there. Let me sit down, let me sit down, observe, and at first play, boom, you're up moving around. Andreas over there working the sidelines, no doubt.
He's going to wear the floor in, brand new arena. Grab Thomas Edwards. Gets that second to 4. Bristol are pulled away here by 11, 20.2 on the clock. Sheffield need a steal here just to keep them within that single-digit margin. RJ Eitel-Rock. Nixon uses the screen from Cook again. Eitel-Rock, he's going to try and get to the rack, knocked away from his possession. Bennett Cook, he gets the rebound, finishes on the right hand, on the left-hand side.
Well, Bennett hasn't sat down the whole quarter. Very rare for him. Big bucket to end it for Sheffield.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter. 15-27 is the score. We'll be back with you very shortly after this. Welcome back, live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. The Braun Sheffield Sharks trail the Bristol Flyers at home. They've only ever lost once here, which was against the London Lions. Yet to lose another game in British Basketball League action, but Bristol Flyers could be that team today, Rob.
Well, great start, no question about it. When you look at Sheffield across the way, Bristol haven't allowed a three-point shot yet. Sheffield, no threes made in that first quarter. Bristol holding them to 17.
They have got guys that can shoot the ball, but they've been looked inside to Bennett Cook. He's got 8 points, 3 rebounds.
And he hasn't come out of the game yet. You know, no Jabril Adekoya today. You would have seen him already if he was in the lineup, and maybe Del Pest not ready. So Bennett in there the whole first quarter and comes out for the second.
Leslie Smith adds to the Bristol tally. Rodney Glasgow Jr. is back on the floor in a Sheffield Sharks jersey. Let's see how he gets on in his first possession, coming back after a really long injury. Stewart, he'll fire up a three. Still no points from behind the three-point line, but it's great to see Rodney Glasgow Jr. back.
Yeah,
Rob.
no doubt. Great guy, good teammate.
Oh, Raph Thomas Edwards on the baseline. He struggled to get up there, but he made it happen.
Sheffield really not protecting the rim right now. 2 baskets for Bristol in the first few minutes, or first minute or so, both around the rim.
Here's RJ Eitel-Rock. Finds Stewart. Tries to find Bennett Cook with a no-look pass and deflected off the hands of Bennett Cook, and I believe Bristol Flyers will get it. And a quick timeout here, Rob.
Yeah, quick timeout. He doesn't want to get this away from him. Bristol come out with those first 2 baskets, and they were right around the rim.
Let's take a look at that last Bristol score. It was, I believe, Raph Thomas Edwards coming along the baseline. It looked like a slow-mo dunk, but here's Smith playing point center.
Well, you could see the pass was made from Smith and Raph finished, but look where Bennett Cook is. He's on the other side of half court there, so no one around that basket to protect it.
You can hear very briefly what Andreas Kapoulas is saying. When you're in this kind of position and the timeout's called, you don't really need it, but what are you conversating with your players
I
here?
think you got to talk about, hey, what you think they'll run out of that timeout. You know, you've scouted them, be ready for this, make sure we know what we're doing on that, and you get an opportunity to call your next play, too.
0 bench points also for the Sheffield Sharks.
He just talked about Glasgow there. You know, put him under pressure, right hand which way, left hand. You know, you want right hand pull-up jumper, left hand to the rim. So basically just gave you the scouting report in there. And Glasgow just came into the game. So coming into the game, he didn't know if he was going to play or not, right? So maybe he didn't make the scouting report. Now he's on it. He used that timeout to talk about what he does and remind his players how to guard him.
Oh, well, great work from Kapoulas. Knowing now it doesn't matter if you think they're going to play or not. You're right, as you said, Rob. Got to be ready nonetheless. And here's CJ Jackson. He's back at the point guard position for Bristol. Ramsey was putting the pressure on him. Here's Smith. Landolfi. Back out Smith. He's been shooting these. Raph Thomas Edwards slips through his hands and a foul is called. Glasgow Jr. puts his hand up.
Well, that's Raph Thomas Edwards at his best. You know, he's so hard to block out, especially when he's out on the perimeter and he has that full start. And that time he did, Rodino thought he did, but boom, so strong. Raphael Thomas Edwards gets him an extra possession.
Jackson, jab, drive between the legs, trying to use the screen from Smith. Ramsey gets over it, but it's a short corner shot from Smith. Bennett Cook with an easy rebound.
Good pass from Jackson on the inside, and that's a shot Smith will want to have back. He usually makes that mid-range jumper.
Ramsey, high in the half court. Pipkins, Glasgow Jr. fighting over screens. Steps inside, and there's his first 2 points back in the British Basketball League. Welcome back, Rodney Glasgow Jr.
Well, with all the rehab and all the games missed, that's got to feel really good to see the ball go through the basket.
Smith fakes the handoff, finds Jackson. Nice half turn there, floating it along the baseline. Bennett Cook stands strong, does enough to put him off. Here's Ramsey pushing forward, skips it across, rotation. Glasgow Jr. knocks down the first triple of the game for the Sharks.
Well, I love what Ratinho did. He could have shot that ball, but that's why Atiba likes him on the floor. Make the extra pass, and Glasgow, welcome back with the 3 in the corner.
Timeout will now go the other way for the Bristol Flyers. Just exactly what they needed from their captain, of course, Rob.
Well, yeah, needed a little bit of a spark, and once he got that floater to go, you know he's feeling good. And here he comes off that little curl play. That's tough to guard. The float game is there. Nice little look here. You can see that. Good camera angle for that. And then now, the Ratinho, the extra pass. Reward that captain. Welcome back, Rodney, for 3.
Well, he has been playing in the league for a couple of years prior to playing for the Sheffield Sharks. Rodney Glasgow Jr. also spent some time at the Newcastle Eagles. He was part of that 2-guard combo that they had up there, really powerful 2-guard combo. He is one of the older players in the league, 31 years of age, played at Virginia Military Institute. He had 18 points per game in NCAA competition, played in Switzerland, played for the Löwenbräu in Belgium, Slovenia as well, and then last played in Iceland before coming back to the British Basketball
Well,
League.
what you like about Rodney is obviously he can play, can make shots, he can, you know, run the team a bit, but he's a good leader out on the floor. And this is a good view. He's talking to every player, where you going, who you have. This is what you need. You know, sometimes it's nice to see the around the back plays, but you need a guy keeps everybody together to welcome him back. It'll be nice for that crew to have him going forward.
Definitely has the captain skill. So there's the fans in the building giving us a wave. Love the Lakers jerseys out there, Rob.
They are. Yeah, they're everywhere. Well, everywhere you go, we can see basketball jerseys. BBL jerseys I'm seeing on my walk-in today.
Here we go. Jackson. Jacob.
Again, pressuring up the floor here. Out to half court, 14 on the clock.
We know when Bristol get out and running, they can be a really dangerous team. Roel Graham-Bell to the right-handed hook. Leslie Smith contests Cook for that rebound. Ramsey, he's off to the races now, and a blocking foul is called here. He tried to get around the defender, but he was running backwards, and Jackson's not quite sure what he did there.
0 points so far for Ramsey. Hasn't really been able to be effective. The last play from Bristol, good play out of the timeout. Got a good look under the basket and didn't finish, but that time Ramsey raced it right at the defender. Hey, I'll run you over. That'll be a block. Knocked him to the floor. C.J. Jackson.
Sideline play, Glasgow Jr. in. Off the screen, trying to look for Cook, finds Ramsey instead. Here you go, buddy. You ain't got no points. Let me give you some.
Nice job from Glasgow. He went over the screen there, kicked it back out to Ramsey. Ramsey, a little hop after he made the 3, and now takes the ball out of C.J. Jackson's hands with the full court pressure.
Well, they've closed down this lead like the Bristol Flyers have. And Glasgow Jr. has been the catalyst for that. Trays on Jacob, the slingshot triple that we all know he's capable of shooting. Misses it that time. Pipkins, Glasgow Jr. Just see, he looks like he's so happy. Oh, nice jump drive. Jalen Pipkins to the rack.
Oh, around and around we go. The ball went all the way around the perimeter. Great ball movement. And right by him, Pipkins left him standing there. Great finish at the basket.
And now Flyers look to counteract this. Roel Graham-Bell with the reverse, and that's a tough bucket.
Hello, that's a horse shot. You know, H-O-R-S-E when you play in the park. How about up and under from Graham? Crafty move, loved it.
Bristol really needed that basket. The Sharks, they were on a run. As Pipkins now has possession. Ramsey looking down low for Cook. He's setting his space. Now he's going inside to that right hand again. Roel Graham-Bell swats at it, but the whistle's been blown. 2 shots to come.
Be interesting to see that. Maybe got him down below. Up top, it looked clean.
Substitution coming in. Graham-Bell down there, but I think this foul might be called on Smith, rather than anything.
Moved that lower body, hit him out below. The block was clean from behind. And is Bennett Cook playing 40 today? I mean, he's 13, 37. How about a 40 on Sunday, Bennett? Hasn't come out yet. Maybe he'll come out now. There's somebody sitting at the table, so he's probably going to get his first blow of the game. We talked about it before. Only averaging 20 minutes a game. You know, he got him for 13:37. It might be a little off on that, but he's played a lot early. Let's see if he even comes back here in the second quarter.
Well, Bennett Cook, he will get that breather. Now another Sheffield Shark stepping onto the floor. Del Pesh, not Markham Del Pesh that you know at the Newcastle Eagles. It's Marcus Del Pesh. He's back in action.
Yeah, first game here this season. Spoke to him briefly on last Friday, and I said he was coming back this week. It took a little time for him to get out there, but now we'll get an opportunity to go against Green.
Well, Bennett Cook will deserve his Sunday roast later. He's burned off enough calories. Let's see if Del Pesh can keep up the good work he's been doing. Green can't get that second chance opportunity for the Flyers now. Devell Ramsey, he's putting on the burners. He's stepping back and opts to get the ball to Glasgow Jr. Slows things down, calls the set, finds Del Pesh. Ramsey finds a little room here. Just a little hesitant to score the ball, Ramsey, but Pipkins was the better option, gets the finish to go.
Well, that's what they do. You know, last week when we played them, they scored so many, under 5 seconds on the shot clock. They have that patience. They move the ball. You better play 24 seconds of defense or they'll hurt you.
Jackson, and Jacob tries to put that back in. And great work here on the defensive end. No easy looks inside. Pipkins off to the races, switching hands midair.
Nice pass from Glasgow, 2 up the floor. Bristol missed a couple easy ones around the hoop, but the defense for Sheffield has picked up, and now tie game, 33-33.
33 apiece, that means you should not go anywhere. We got a quick break, we'll be back with you very shortly. Jalen Pipkins, Rob Paternostro.
Oh, yeah. You know, he's shooting 55% from the field this season. That's a high number for a wing player. But when you get looks around the rim like that, you shoot a high percentage. His athleticism going to the basket is as good as it gets here in the British Basketball League.
And it helps him on the defensive side as well. In 2022, the Horizon League all-defensive team in NCAA competition. Real good find for the Braun Sheffield Sharks.
Again, Sheffield 1-2-2 press picked up. They just got the ball in here at 8 seconds. Let's see.
Roel Graham-Bell, he tried to stick it on the defender. Couldn't get the finish. Glasgow Jr. across, Pipkins, and that's no good for him. 2 points is 2 points though, Rob. I thought if he could have laid that in, he would have got it.
Well, I respect the way he attacked the basket, though. And, you know, this is one thing to watch here is how long it's taken Bristol to get into their offense, that pressure. And I know I talked about it earlier. But this time he got it with 8. He said, I got to go. Here he goes. Boom. Oh, just missed it. I like the attempt there. He had his head down and he was going for it.
He's sneaky athletic.
We've seen some really good highlight plays from him.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can fly up and down the floor.
Well, they must just see Bristol home on the schedule and think, oh, let's just put Tahir and Robin there. We've done a few of their games this season. Here's Ollison. Crossing over to the left. Kind of lost his balance there. Nice head fake and finish for two. Pipkins sold.
Not one move. How about two moves? Maybe another one. I have it all in my bag. Tevin Ollison. Nice move. Used the pivot foot very well there.
Glasgow Jr. now finds Pipkin off the screen. Kicked out Ramsey. Now trying to find Del Pesh. Yet to get his first bucket back after injury. Left-handed hook, and he'll still have to wait a moment for it. Brad Green with the rebound. Jackson. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. forcing him left. Jackson eventually squares him up, picks up the possession. Ollison, who was the safety man in that play. Now he has it. Great hands from Pipkins. We spoke about his defense. Is it highlight time? Maybe. He kind of slowed up there. Usually Pipkin goes head down all the way.
Well, yeah, good job by Jackson. He's disappointed at the call. I'd like to see this again because I think he tried to get out of the way. A good defender sometimes will get out of the way here. Watch, give me that. Steals it. Had to wait for it to roll. Let's see if he hits him at all here. Ooh, that swipe down.
Yeah.
Maybe he got him with the swipe down.
Yeah.
But yeah, good steal from Pipkins. You put that ball in front of him on the perimeter. He says, give me that.
And now Pipkins goes to the free throw line. Sheffield Sharks, they have the least free throw attempts of all teams this season, 10th in the league.
Well, it has something to do with the pace of play. Remember, you know, they're taking a long time on each possession on offense, and on defense, they make you take a long time as well. So not many opportunities as some teams that play at a faster pace.
35, 3 minutes left to play.
They make 70% of their free throws.
Now,
On average,
some full court pressure.
we get about 19 a game.
Again, look, they take it away from the point guard. Really hard to run an offense. You look at the shot clock, and it's at 14 out of half court.
Brad Green, he's going to go from the elbow. Why not? He's not getting much look inside at the moment.
Well, that's what you can do, though. You can do the pick and roll with that amount of time, and that was a good play there to find him on the perimeter. And Green has shown the ability to hit that mid-range jumper.
Glasgow Jr. off the ball calling the plays. Devell Ramsey driving downhill. He throws that one up. Foul will be called here. I believe it's called on Corey Samuels.
Well, Samuels is a guy that's right up on you on defense. He gets right underneath you, and a lot of times when you feel that guard right there, you go, oh, I just have to go hard at him to draw the foul. And he was able to do that. That was Ramsey's plan there, it looked like, to draw that foul.
Ramsey coming off the screen, mid-range shot. Bennett Cook is back into the game. Ramsey somehow collects that, doesn't get it to go again. Samuels. Raf Thomas Edwards stopped in his tracks by his own teammate. A nice steal here for Ratinho. Sharks pushing forward. Glasgow Jr. He's going to pull up for three. Glasgow Jr. back of the iron. Ratinho challenging Raf Thomas Edwards. It's off of him. And Sharks will have it on the baseline.
Good job by Ratinho on the other end of the floor, playing good help defense to knock the ball away. And then he comes down this and doesn't get the ball, but that's okay. I'll still keep playing. Gives them an extra possession with the hustle.
Now ball into play. Here's Cook. Does not look like he was going to shoot the three anyway. He was looking at his teammates. Please come and get it. Glasgow Jr. And another triple for the Sheffield Sharks. They hadn't made any in the first quarter, but coming into this second quarter, they've got three now.
What a difference Glasgow's made in this game. Done a really good job passing and scoring for Sheffield. Another example of ball pressure out of bounds.
It's a tight game now, Rob.
And I think that, you know, going into halftime, Bristol will have to try to figure out a way to get into their offense earlier. Sheffield's guards, and we talked about that depth, and we'll keep going over it, but really pushing them and pushing them and pushing them and making them tough to run any kind of offense.
Only 10 points in this quarter for the Bristol Flyers. They had 27 in the first. Here's Ramsey. Back to Glasgow Jr. He's finding his next shot, and it's a midi and the home rim roll.
Nice job there. He faked the cut. He was going to make that UCLA cut, but he came back, created space, and he loves to take that pull-up mid-range jumper.
Samuels.
Louder.
And if you can hear in the background, one of the legends of massive ceremonies, Mike Schaff, trying to get the crowd into this. Step back three here, and that's also much required for the Flyers.
Well, that's what he does. I've talked about it before, you know, end of the clock. Even Ramsey's laughing about that one. He'll give you that one. Tough shot from Allison. Big shot there. Bristol staying tough.
40 seconds left in this one. Tied game, 40 apiece. Glasgow Junior, re-screen from Cook. Across to Ramsey, back out, Glasgow Junior, wide open, and another three. Sucked in the defense there by Bennett Cook's roll, and Glasgow Junior was wide open.
Look at him, Hank, saying, let me hear you, fans. I missed this cheer. I missed this cheer. You have to feel happy for a guy like that, really making it happen for the Sharks right now.
That's 13 points, 3 out of 4 from downtown, 5 out of 6 from the field overall. He's got 2 assists, a rebound, 0 turnovers. What a great return for Glasgow Juniors thus far.
Yeah, no question about it, and he's getting it in the offense. Nothing fancy, nothing forced, running their stuff, allowing Bristol to break down and take advantage of that.
Well, a very quick timeout called here. If you've got it, you use it. If you're in the final moments, Bristol now a chance to once again tie the game up, or at least make it a 1-point game going into the half. Well, it's 30 seconds, so potentially 2 possessions here, Rob.
Yep, you know, this is what's drawing up right here, and I think Andreas has got to be happy here. Now, obviously, it's been a long week for them. They're hanging around and get a bucket here and a stop, and they'll feel good going in at halftime. But Rodney Glasgow, he's got a smile very wide right now. Not only the fact that he's back on the floor, but on fire.
He is straight away getting his teammates together, just talking about the next play, one step ahead. Playing chess out there on the court, trying to think about your opponent's next move, what your next move's going to be to react to that. Team Alliance telling his team to get back.
Rodney Glasgow so far, 9:27 play, 9 minutes, 27 seconds, a plus 13 with him on the court. So the stats tell you that he's making an impact. And interesting here, Sheffield comes out in a zone defense. You know, Bristol probably called a play for a man. Looks like they're in a matchup type zone, trying to confuse them.
Ollison gets a quick shot off. As Ralph Thomas Edwards comes in with the rebound, that's short. Bennett Cook under pressure here. He's holding on tight and eventually draws a foul. He was swarmed by the Bristol Flyers.
Well, yeah, and that was a missed opportunity from Raphael Thomas Edwards. That's a tough, bad foul there, and it'll be interesting to see if he did foul them. But, you know, when you look back at it, Thomas Edwards had a good opportunity around the base. See him flexing a little bit there, and he had a good opportunity around the basket, offensive rebound. Oh, he's got to finish that. He missed it. And now, with the time running down, get away from him. Let's see if he fouls. Yes, he's reaching in there.
Get back on defense, but focused in on Cook. He's going to go to the line. He's going to shoot it. This season, Bennett Cook from the free throw line. He's 52%.
That's down on other seasons.
It's the second there, 50% in that play. But it's a 4-point lead, or is it? Yes, it is. A 4-point lead for the Braun Sheffield Sharks against the Bristol Flyers. They were down big at the end of the first quarter, but they brought this back. This next half is going to be a great half of basketball. Don't go anywhere. British Basketball League action live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. 44-40, the Braun Sheffield Sharks in the lead against the Bristol Flyers. It's been a fairly entertaining first half, Rob.
No doubt. Tale of two quarters, though. When you look at it, Bristol jumped out 27-17, but Sheffield came back strong in that second quarter, 27-13, to give them the lead.
Well, let's take a look at some of the stats for you and break this down even further. What are you seeing there, Rob?
Yeah, well, you look at two teams shooting pretty well from two-point range, no question about it. Threes, not much difference. Free throw line is where there is a difference. 13 free throw attempts for Sheffield, only 5 for Bristol. So Sheffield doing a good job of attacking the basket and drawing the fouls.
Well, let's take a look at the tail of the half. But as Rob said, it was a tale of 2 quarters, and it was Bristol the first quarter, the advantage.
C.J. Jackson had the big game in Poland the other night, and he came out with a quick 5. But Sheffield, you know, hung around in there, moving the ball. Trajan Jacob attacking the basket, running that out-of-bounds play for him. He likes that play. We've seen him make it before.
Roel Graham-Bell made his contributions in the first quarter, hitting the 3. Bennett Cook, though, he stayed resilient. He's playing a lot of minutes tonight, Rob.
Yeah, I was impressed with his stamina to be out there playing that long.
Ollison, one of the highest scorers for the Bristol Flyers, not quite getting himself going. He has 9 points at the half. He's got a chance to burst into flames in this game, as you saw scooping to the left hand there. And Cook, once again, getting it done on the opposite side of the floor. But it was that second quarter when things turned around. Ronnie Glasgow Jr., he's got himself back on the court, and here he is, Rob.
Yeah, been out so long with the injury, waiting for him to come back, and he came back with a bang. That curl play there, and then get to the corner, Rodney. Swish for 3, and you gotta love the ball movement from the Sharks. They move it around the horn, they're unselfish, and Pipkins always has something like this in his bag.
Athletic, driving to the rack, doing it on defense as well. Ollison going to his bag here, double head pump fake, see you later. Brad Green, not much look inside, goes for the mid-range. Glasgow Jr., 13 points personal, Rob.
Yeah, made a huge difference. You saw the leadership capabilities for him, and the Sharks feel really good right now heading into the third quarter.
Well, there you have it. Nice halftime stats. We've got some highlights up next, and it involves both Leicester. But Leicester last night against Manchester Giants, they took the victory, and then when they took on the Sheffield Sharks on Friday. Let's take a look at it.
The trail is Anderson, and he lays it in.
Well done.
As Thomas strings the 3, Leicester doing it. Still more to come for Leicester.
Yeah.
Here's Laurel in the corner, and it's another one. Bang, bang, bang. 3-3-3 for Leicester. Tough shot. Back iron. Anderson chases it down. Great pass. And Lee will jam it home. The former Leicester men combining. Here's Thomas in the corner for 3, and he strings the 3. Leicester firing here. Here's Lewis for 3. Nicholas Lewis splashes the long triple.
There you go.
Late in the shot clock, it needs to go up here. He's trying to find some room. He does, and he hits the bottom of the net. Lewis up in the air, out to Lee. Lee, to about 10 feet, strings it. Walsh looking to attack and get into the finger roll. Here's Washington in the corner, and he strings the 3, I tell you. Here's Law wide open in the corner for 3, and takes the 3 and knocks it down. Leicester's 11th of the game. Lewis, oh, that is such a Nicholas Lewis shot.
What a dagger.
Boursier gets to the free throw line and rattles in a 2. Walsh for 3. Evan Walsh against his old team.
Gonna need that, but can't help if he's on the bench.
Well, where is the defense? McKenzie is absolutely wide open. Back up 20. And, feeling comfortable. But there's a 3 for Manchester to chip away at it. Thomas, oh, has he found a gap there to squeeze that one up over the rim? Oh, that's thrown away, and Lewis will run it back for 2. They're just going to dribble it out. Well, the Leicester Riders Maybe short man, but they've got another win in the books. 94-79, they've beaten the Manchester Giants, and Rob Paternoster will be delighted with that.
But they came out strong, they looked solid, but what it was their defense for me.
Ramsey going away. Are you kidding me? Devell Ramsey, well, like Magic Ramsey, behind the back to finish. This guy is incredible. Sharks still lead by 1. Pipkins down the middle, holds on and gets the and one. How does he hang in the air like that?
I don't know, but he's the human highlight reel up in Sheffield.
McKenzie finds a space. Pick and pop. Adowu tries another 3. This one's up. And finally, Leicester get their first triple of the evening. Time's winding down. Idlerock coming off one screen. Finding Stewart. Goes down to Bennett. Cook goes up. Again, if he gets the and one, that was incredible. I don't think he knows how he scored that one. Holmes gets it in. Can he get the second tray ball? No problem. Cutting it down at 2-point ball game. Well, they're going to turn this one over. Finds Kipper Nichols. Fasten your seatbelts behind the back. Well, why? With the big Aristotle. Second and one. We'll trying to penetrate. Well, man, his last 3. Can Thomas get another one? Now he's got 17 points tonight. He is cooking here. That Akoya pump fakes. Goes baseline. Kicks out to Ramsey. Well, this is good ball. They had Rotino wide open. Stewart went for 3, but again, why make that extra pass when Stewart can deliver? 5 seconds here. Kenzie splits the defense, but throws it right away. Well, there's the full court shot. It's up. Oh, my goodness. Good night, Yorkshire. That is for you. Well, Hasbury, quick move under the basket. Again, that looked like the most composed move we've seen from him tonight. Ramsey trying to come off a ball screen, looking to penetrate. Well, maybe getting away with a push-off. Sending Kimball into the baseline. Basel fans at the end of this one. Sheffield Sharks win 91-84.
Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel, where the Sheffield Sharks are in the lead against the Bristol Flyers. Let's take a quick look at some of the fixtures and results over the weekend. London Lions shock home loss against the Newcastle Eagles. Manchester Giants win on the road, win at home, should I say, by 1. Caledonian Gladiators fell at home against the Cheshire Phoenix. Surrey Scorchers, they took a beating from the Eagles. Riders came out on top against the Manchester Giants last night. And right here in Sheffield, 4-point game as mentioned. Don't forget, coming up later, 4:30 p.m, live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, Plymouth City Patriots, Surrey Scorchers, Josh Betts, Jordan Taylor taking you through that one, and myself and Rob Paternoster are here once again for the Cheshire Phoenix taking on the Caledonian Gladiators. Let's take a look at the league standings. They're very closely packed at the moment now, 4th, 5th position there, Rob.
I love to look at the loss column. That's the one to look at. It's an unbalanced schedule, so you look at that and you look at teams outside of Cheshire and London. 7, 6, 8, 7. They're all there. 5 for Caledonia, so it's bunched up, and I think it'll be bunched up most of the season.
Well, there are the standings for you. And don't forget the British Basketball League Trophy Finals. It's just around the corner. As well is...
The British Basketball League Trophy is back. The stakes are higher. The action is bigger.
Slow in the corner for the win!
Here's how it all goes down. All 10 league teams are split into 2 groups of 5. The trophy games are played across 3 weekends in January, where each team plays 4 games within their group, 2 at home and 2 away. The top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-finals. It all comes down to an epic Final 4 weekend at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of January 2024, with back-to-back semi-finals played on the Saturday, followed by a double-header with the men's and women's finals played on the Sunday. It's time to find the 2024 Trophy Champions.
And you can get your tickets now by heading over to the BritishBasketballLeague.com website. It's a Black Friday sale as well, so you can save a little bit of money. A carnival of weekend in Birmingham, Rob.
That should be exciting. Great atmosphere always at that arena. I always love going down there. Should be a great weekend of basketball.
And this should be a great half of basketball if the first is anything to go by. The Sheffield Sharks are in the lead by 4. Devell Ramsey has the first possession for the Sheffield Sharks, floating it side. Bennett Cook, one-on-one with Green. Nice hook of the elbow there, finishes on the right hand.
Wow, he looked like he closed off that right hand, but if there's a will, there's a way. And Bennett, like we said before, usually gets a lot of touches early in quarters.
But if you've got your right hand and basketball's your profession, Rob, I guess you've got to go to it every time, right? Here we go, the pass inside from Green. It looked like he was trying to throw it up there to Roel Graham-Bell, but that was a little off.
No ball pressure on Green there. He's able to stand out there and pick out a pass. You know, when you don't ball pressure those big guys with that size, they can usually find their players on the inside. Quick substitution for Sheffield.
Tipper Nichols straight to the bench. Well, you think that's a matchup situation?
Not sure. I have to check on the fouls here. Maybe he picked up a foul there and he sat him down. I'm not sure where they're at. Usually it's something along those lines.
Yeah,
that's quick.
That's Kipper Nichols' 3rd personal foul in this one. Here's C.J. Jackson with the right hand. No look for him. Devell Ramsey, Ratinho running ahead. Glasgow Jr. running ahead.
They got numbers. They got numbers here. Jackson late to get back.
Bennett Cook to the right hand, trying to turn, and a travel violation call. Got his feet all messed up.
I thought Sheffield missed it there, an opportunity because the drive by Jackson to the basket. He was way underneath, caught. 5-on-4. They should have attacked earlier, allowed him to get back into play.
Well, the Lions will be happy with his team at the halftime break. He would have been getting them motivated. This is how we can play, fellas. You can run away with this lead. Let's get them as soon as we come out. It's Green. He's all alone down the 3-point line again. Now with Jackson, sets the screen from Green. And Ratinho rising up there. Not enough bounce to just take the ball cleanly, but the foul is called.
That was a close, tough call there, I think. Jackson didn't seem like He had the lane. Let's see, he's going up in the air. Ratinho up. Ooh. I think it's clean up top. I think maybe he follows through, but if we're at the park and we're playing, you're not getting that one.
Ain't calling
no way. We're going back the other way.
Yeah, you would rather not call that one to save yourself from the embarrassment.
Back the other way.
Park rules, Rob? Would you be happy to play basketball professionally by park rules?
I love the park. I think we miss that nowadays. Back in the day, we were at the park. We learned how to win because there's a lot of guys on the other side saying, hey, I'm playing if you lose. So you learn how to win games at the park.
Here's Glasgow Junior. Ramsey off the screen. Here's Pitkins, 2 feet in the paint. Nice show of the ball there. Couldn't quite get the finish on the move. And Roel Graham-Bell crossed over and lost control and tried to dive and save it. Bristol Flyers lose possession. It's a turnover in their column.
Yeah, they probably had numbers going the other way. He turned quickly to go the other way, but didn't see the Sheffield defender in front of him. And the crossover wasn't tight enough, and it went out of bounds. Good hustle, though, from Graham-Bell. Full dive over there. Let's watch again. He tries to cross. It's not there, but go get it. Oof. Boom. You'll feel that on Monday morning.
Yeah, there's little bruises. Where did that come from? It's been a low turnover game, Rob. There's only 3 turnovers for the Sharks, 7 now for the Flyers.
Yeah, and I thought that was an interesting stat at the half, the 2 turnovers by Sheffield. I mean, that's fantastic, and that's what they do. You know, they take care of the ball so they don't allow you to get points off turnovers going in the other direction, which helps any defense.
That's right. Bristol Flyers have only got 2 points from the turnovers of Sheffield this afternoon.
And you look at that shirt, that's a white shirt, crispy white from Coach Lyon. Sunday best for the game.
Ironed and ready to go. That shirt size would have got bigger over the years since his playing career as well. As Glasgow Junior fires it up mid-range. He's starting as he finished that half, Rob.
Well, what a weapon he is to come off the bench and make plays. And you know about Rodney Glasgow. He doesn't usually attack the rim. He's looking to get that pull-up, and they run that play for him where he just comes off the screen. Big guy not there, knocks it down.
Well, Ramsey deflected that initial pass into play.
That time they used Brad Green to come up to catch the ball to try to help out with the pressure. An adjustment made probably at halftime.
Ollison across to Jacob, and he steps out of bounds. His foot was on the sideline, and Sheffield will get the ball back. Really positive start to this third quarter for Sheffield. Let's have a quick look. Eagle eyes, yeah, just that heel. It's almost unforgivable if you're on your home court, but when you're away and you don't really know.
And there you see Brad Green, you know, with Rodney Glasgow, you better be up. If you give him that space around the screen, he wants that shot, and he'll make that all night.
Ramsey, he'll go mid-range again for 2 from the elbow.
Same thing, same guy, same type of player, Ramsey, with the mid-range jumper. So Bristol gonna have to step up and play defense a little bit better on that ball screen.
Here is Jackson. Screen comes from Leslie Smith, and Ramsey skips right over it. Smith now looking for his next option. Another 3 from Jacob, and that goes way off, and Jackson just about keeps it in play. What's going on here? Jacob has scooped away. A real scrappy play.
I mean, it was like the circus out there, flipping it around, one-handed, and not the one you usually draw up.
2 left to play in the third.
Slight apologies if you can't see the time and on your screen right now. We're just fixing that for you. Drive inside, and no good.
That was a nice pass from Smith. Not a lot of room to make that pass. Backdoor. Sheffield really playing aggressive on the wings. You could probably take a backdoor a little more maybe. And that time, Smith with a nice pass to set up Ollison for a chance for 2 free throws.
Here goes Ollison, 6:59 on the clock here, remaining.
When you look at the schedule in the BBL, it's an British Basketball League. It's an unbalanced schedule. You know, some teams are playing 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. And when you looked at this one, you thought to yourself, well, Sheffield will be the better rested team. Obviously, being at home, Bristol with a lot of games this week. So be interesting to see how much they have in the tank down the stretch, you know, as we head to the middle of the third.
It's also interesting because we've not seen them play for a little while as well. You know, we've seen Cheshire Caledonia in the same weekend, but it's nice to see the progression or the situation that both of these teams are in now. And for Sheffield, his body's coming back, and for Bristol, it's depleted roster.
Yeah, and more games, you know, and that's the difference. You know, like I said, with Sheffield, they had the long week to prepare here. Bristol didn't. I thought Bristol did a good job at that time on the defensive end. We talked about giving up the mid-range jumpers. And here's a post up from Bennett. He wants a foul. Brad Green's like, what? 2 palms up? No.
Press Nixon into the game.
And now, you know, you bring another guy in, another guard in that's going to harass the ball.
Nice. 3-guard front here for the Sheffield Sharks with Glasgow Junior, Ramsey. And Nixon inside. Bennett Cook, the pump fake, couldn't get the finish.
Well, that time they jumped towards Glasgow because he made the 2, but every good point guard has something else in his bag, and he found Bennett for an easy look that he'd want back.
Ollison, the crossover now. Right hand, foul called. I think Nixon lost his balance there, fell into him.
And Ollison's been impressive again today with his energy and his ability to keep attacking. And there you see the foul maybe on the floor. They're probably giving 2 with the continuation. Looks like Nixon slipped and fell down, which caused the foul.
Tevin Ollison on the line again, 2 for 3 so far in this game, 66%. Chance to improve on that. The only Bristol Flyer in double digits so far in this game. He has 11 points personal. He knocks down the first of those to take his tally to 12. Tevin Ollison. Played JUCO basketball at Cleveland State Community College before playing in the NAIA at the University of Cumberland and then NCAA Youngstown State University. Not programs that jump off the sheet at you, Rob.
Well, Youngstown State, not a bad basketball and a good conference in the Midwest, but I was impressed with them as the season went on last year. I know we've done Bristol before, and I said it, but when we got to the playoffs at the end of the season, he was as dangerous as you get for them. And I think he's really jumped it up this year, too. So, bright young future for Ollison.
Well, that kind of CV also shows improvement if you're getting out of JUCO to then play at NAIA. And then play at NCAA, and then play professional basketball. You're right, that improvement's clear to see on the resume as the 2 points is good to go here for the Sheffield Sharks. Bristol is still within touching distance here, Rob.
Yeah, a nice move from Ramsey again here, that little mid-range floater, and you see Nixon now with the task of guarding Ollison.
Ollison, a crossover. He's feeling himself. He's getting loose. He's getting warm. 15 points.
Well, you see Nixon pressed up on him. Well, Ollison said, here, have some of that. Cross right to left. Good move to the basket.
Ramsey tried to find some room there. Ratinho, he'll set one screen, set the other. Offensive foul called. Samuels was moving too quickly, and Ratinho wasn't quick enough to react.
Nixon, a really good defender we talked about with Ollison there. Nixon, you know, when you play against him, he's going to be up on you. So how about the little crossover with the right to left? And finish with the right. Bennett not really there to protect. They're going to need more and more of that from Ollison. He looks like he has a little bounce to his game. After playing all these games this week, he still looks fresh out there.
Jackson, guarded by Ramsey. Smith, he'll pull up for 3, his second attempt of the game. Rebound for Rodney Glasgow Jr.
Good box out from Ratinho on the crashing Raphael Thomas Edwards.
Del Pesh, he's also replaced Bennett Cook. The foul is called here. We called on Samuels, just a bump of the hip there.
Samuels and Nixon, an interesting matchup. Body to body, bump to bump up the floor. And watch here. Coming off, and here comes Samuel. Boom! Jackson on his back.
5 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. Rodney Glasgow Jr. Comes off the screen from Del Pesh. Oh, he's left all alone again. And fortunately for the Flyers, that one didn't fall. They don't seem to have learned their lesson, though. Here's Ollison. And that's just a poor turnover there from the Flyers.
And they again, you see they're all the way out towards the half-court line where he's trying to make that pass. It's that pressure defense that disrupts anything you're trying to run.
Well, timeout now. Let's come back to you very shortly after this. Welcome back, British Basketball League action. Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill in the building, supporting the Braun Sheffield Sharks today. And she'll be happy to see that they are in the lead at this moment in time. Only just Bristol Flyers maintaining that 4-gap difference between these two teams. And here comes Devell Ramsey. Nixon looks to cut back door here. No space on that left-hand side. RJ Eitel into the game.
Nixon back to Ramsey.
Ramsey having to look for the next option here on the offense. Sidestep three is what final option was. He'll drill it.
And they did that a lot against us last week. Run the clock down. 5, 4, 3. And Devell Ramsey has that mean step back, and he knocks it down. Big shot there.
Smith swing through. Right hand and one. Leslie Smith. Bristol hit right back.
Yeah, tough there. Good move from Smith. Little ball fake. Got him to drive to the basket. And boom. Finished with power. A big bucket. A little frustrated today with some of his looks. Has him. He just ripped through. No up fake. Ripped through. And there's bodies hitting each other there with Delpeche. Excellent. It punched the air. And here's that step back. Right there. Tough to defend. Tough shot. And we've seen him make those this year.
Devell Ramsey, that's his third triple, or should I say second triple of the game. Leslie Smith also starting to build a stat line, 4.7 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. RJ Eitel, mid-range, he's been quiet.
Yeah, well, that was made by Ramsey there. They ran the horn set, he went split right through the two defenders.
An offensive foul called here.
Well, back to the offensive play for Sheffield. When you looked at it, it was the horn set where the two guys are set up for the screen. You want to send them to the floor. That's what they were doing, it looked like. But he did that against us last week. He split that, and then he was able to open it up for Eitel for 2. Let's see if they run it again. The horn set again.
Yeah, man. Coaches Jerry Lowe, if something works, there's no point changing it until it stops. Delpeche is going to seal in the post here. Nixon, he's going to fire up a 3 instead, and he knocks it down. Didn't look like the right option, but he made it.
Was he even looking at the hoop there? He crossed it back over. A big shot from Nixon. A lot of confidence from him.
Here is Ralph Thomas Edwards. Driving, rebound for Ratinho. Spell of play here now. Sheffield are starting to pull away from Bristol. They've replied previously, but no response so far. Ratinho off the dribble. Knocked away, Ralph Thomas Edwards into the hands of Eitel Rock. Waits for the screen from Delpeche. That clock winding down again. Nixon, can he go 2 for 2? Yes, he can.
How about that one? He says, I didn't even think about it. That ball was in the air. He was firing it before it got there. And Nixon feeling really good right now.
Well, the Sheffield Sharks are feeling good from three-point territory. Here's the steal. Show me some showtime, baby. I mean, I wanted a little bit more than that, but we'll take it.
He'll take it. He's smiling about it. He's working so hard on defense. He was gassed, but him making a big impact off the bench today for the Sharks.
8 back-to-back points, and that will warrant a timeout. 2 minutes 41 on the clock. And just like that, this was 4-point game like a minute ago, Rob. All of a sudden, 14-point lead for
and
Sheffield.
It's that depth of the Sharks. You know, we talk about Idle Rock. You talk about Glasgow Jr. You talk about Nixon. They got guys coming from everywhere off the bench, pressuring, especially for a team that you think will be fatigued with all the games they play. And now that defensive pressure really showing up for Sheffield.
Well, let's take a look at Nixon's performance. Oh, he didn't look once at the basket there, but knocked it down.
And that one, no doubt what he's doing, feeling good after you make that first one. And let's see, ooh, okay, right over the top, a little gassed. But you have to respect how hard he plays on the other end of the floor.
I'm sure the social media content team would have hoped to have been Pipkins to get that breakaway, just purely for what we know he can produce. But look, the Sheffield Sharks clicking in to get Devell Ramsey. I mentioned Leslie Smith building a stat line. How about this? 12 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. Devell Ramsey is playing ball.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, you know, when you look at Sheffield, you say, hey, Jabril Adekoya not even in uniform today. This team is really, really deep. I mean, it's going to potentially be a headache soon here with all the players that they have. Can they play all of them? You know, it'll be interesting. It's always a challenge. I think it'll be at 11, 12, whatever. Always a challenge to try to get those guys minutes. But what you like about Sheffield is they never stop defending, no matter who's out on the floor.
Well, the full court pressure here is a 1-2-1-1 diamond press. Collapse back into man-on-man, and the three goes up, air ball, but it just bobbled out of Ramsey's hand.
Well, that's a shot you would want out of a timeout from Bristol. Pretty clean, wide-open look from Jacob, but nowhere near the basket. And tough one to rebound. When it doesn't hit the rim, it's harder to rebound. You're waiting for it to come off the rim, and Ramsey let it slip through his hands. Watch the play for Jacob here.
There's the screen. Ollison flares
Okay,
out.
Ollison.
Between the legs, he's trying to chop it up, trying to find room. That's a big step back for Ollison. And RJ Aitel-Rock did enough to force him to take a tough shot.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what you want. Bunch of dribbles, fading backwards. Bristol really having a hard time putting it in the hoop right now.
Ramsey. Nice no-look pass there from Ratinho. The ball's moving. Aitel-Rock. Back up top to Ratinho. 3 seconds, double team, inside, stolen away.
Yeah, they were thinking about that mismatch. Maybe a little too much that late in the clock. Pretty easy to double late like that. Didn't get the look that they probably could have had earlier.
Smith.
Leslie Smith. Still Smith.
Nice hands from Del Pesh, keeping it active on the defensive end. Ramsey to the left hand. And Del Pesh will clean it up, get his first points back out of injury.
Oh, welcome back. And Ramsey with a really good defensive effort on the other end, not allowing them to hand the ball off, allowed Del Pesh to knock it free. The defense coming at you in waves right now for the Sharks.
Samuels. Foul is called on the floor. That foul will be called. RJ Aitel-Rock called for that one.
You see the bench points we saw right there, 25-11, Sheffield in the lead in that department. And that doesn't even show the defensive pressure that bench is putting on. Offensively, putting up numbers, but defensively coming in and continue to disrupt a Bristol team that is struggling to find any answers.
And let's talk about those turnovers again. Bristol now, they're getting a little bit sloppy. And there's the points from turnovers right there, Rob.
Well, that's a stat right there. 19-2 points from turnovers. Be hard to win any type of game when those are the numbers. And we talked about Sheffield's offense. Sheffield's offense is really good for their defense. The way they move and the way they're balanced, they're always getting back. You know, they're not playing wild, quick, tough shots. So it really helps their defense when they take care of the ball and get good shots.
Well, I understand. If my stats are correct, the Sheffield Sharks, least amount of turnovers in the league per game.
There you go. And, you know, again, that is very important for your defense.
Here is Mark Stewart.
Another guy coming off the bench.
And stolen away. Jacob. He scrapes that one as well. Both of these teams right now. Oh, Rob, they're killing us.
Yeah, he left the flight in maybe Poland, right? He's been in Poland in the middle of the week. But he's going to save his energy for the stretch run.
Nigel Rock throwing it up to Ratinho. A little alley-oop layup.
Ratinho just finds a way. Finds a way on both ends of the floor. That time, just hanging around the basket. Nice dime from Idle Rock.
That play made there, though. Adel Pesh setting the screen to allow Idle Rock to attack. He's kicked him out. A little bit of two-touch football there. And Sheffield Sharks will get the ball up Brad Green's fancy footwork.
Again, defensive pressure from Idle Rock made that pass into the post very difficult. Nothing coming easy for Bristol on this end of the floor. And, again, the depth factor of continuing to rotate bodies, continue to rotate perimeter defenders that can really hawk the ball is really showing up. And, Bristol going to have to come up with a little something different maybe in the fourth quarter.
Nixon shakes off Jacob. Got a little bit of room here. Stewart, pump fake. Right-handed floater. That's way off for him.
Good defense from Bristol. No Stewart, his guy on that three-point line. You got to get him off. They did.
Clock winding down. Can Jackson meet the buzzer? No, he cannot. That's the end of the third quarter. 25-15, third quarter. Bristol, they're in trouble now, Rob, going into the fourth. 69-55. We'll be back with you very shortly. The Bristol Flyers average 80 points per game. That's the third worst total in the league.
Well, when Coach Capula saw this game on the schedule after the week that they've had, he knew it was going to be difficult, right? Long week. Let's see if they have one more push left. Last two quarters, they haven't really been able to put up the points. They had 13 in the second quarter, and then followed that up with a 15.
Oh, there's a triple. That will go some to helping that deficit, Rob.
Yeah, nice start. That's what you want. Now they're up. Get up on defense. And the thing with Sheffield is it's hard to speed them up. They will play their tempo. Maybe Bristol trying to do something to get them moving.
Here's Nixon. A nice stack in action there to find Idle Rock. He's turning around, fading away, and he gets the bucket to go. That was a nice look.
Nice little move from Idle Rock. Sometimes in slow motion with him, but he uses a good job of his size and his pivot foot there to get the shot. Been an impressive player at times this season for the Sharks.
Well, blocking foul called on Pog Stewart there. I've been seeing some stuff on social media recently. The player that plays at that pace is called dad pace. Dad move. But you know, the more mature and the older you get as a player, it's not about how quick you move. It's about being able to stimulate the defender's reactions and throw them off key. As Brad Green finishes at the rim, it's not all about speed when you get older.
No, I mean, you know, obviously it's nice to have that speed to blast past people, but Idle Rock does a really good job. He's a good player for a long time. I remember watching him as a junior player down at Barking Abbey. He was really tough player, smart player. And, you know, he hasn't got many minutes at times, but he keeps coming, he keeps going, and I've seen him be effective in big moments for him.
He almost comes off the crossover there as Ollison throws it up to Jacob, lays it in. Those tied legs definitely settling in. Didn't even try and dunk that one.
Good start, though. Points off turnovers right there, and now they're up. Graham Bell up, making them try to go fast here. They want to get Sheffield to pick up the pace and get out of that half-court offense that they're running.
Ratinho handed off to Stewart. Jackson just trying to jump the gun there and get his hand in. Foul is called on him.
You can tell what Coach Kapoulas talked about in that timeout. Get up now. Give us 1 quarter here of intense defense, and they're hanging around. You got to respect the fight that they have in them right now.
That'll be Jackson's, I believe, his his third personal foul. Not too much foul trouble in this game, really. Kipper Nichols we haven't seen for a long time. But he's being kept out of the roster so far by a great performance from his teammates.
Well, somebody's going to be each game. When you have this many players to play, you can't play them all, right? You can play them a couple minutes here and there. So that'll be interesting going forward, how he manipulates that.
Well, he is back into the game now. That's stolen away by Roel Graham Bell.
Another turnover for Sheffield.
Jacob bounce pass. Beautiful find to get Green. Beautiful low cutting bounce pass. And usually the word is don't pass it to the big man's feet, but Brad Green's been doing his yoga stretch. He's got right down there.
Well, he got down the court and he used his body to create space against the smaller Idle Rock. And Brad Green, we've been impressed with his stamina. A lot of games this week, still going hard. And give credit to the Bristol Flyers. They're in a situation there where they could have laid down, but they're back in it. And we got a game here at 8 minutes left.
8 minutes 3 on the clock. Let's take a quick look at this, the unbeatable move from the British Basketball League.
This is your moment to shine like the pros and show that you've got the molten unbeatable move. Show us what you got. Upload your most incredible basketball move with the hashtag unbeatable for a shot at winning some amazing prizes. The clock is ticking and the shot clock is running. You've got until November 29th to make your mark in the British Basketball League. Get those cameras rolling and hashtag unbeatable.
Welcome back after that. Make sure you get those entries in. Share with us on social media. I've been called out by the Surrey Scorchers MC, Mr. Lovelock, Trick Shot Lovelock. He has a lot of experience doing that. He shot a half-court facing backwards swish cash money. He's challenged me. I ain't got a damn clue what I can do to reply to that, Rob. Maybe I have to go and take some tips from you.
Yeah, we'll see. You get in touch with me during the week. We'll come up with something nice for you.
Yeah, let's figure that one out. Well, let's focus in on this as Rodney Glasgow Jr. has possession, handing it off to Devell Ramsey. Pickett. Screen on the defender there. Glasgow Jr. shot, but somehow that's gone in there. Is that a case of award the points to the captain?
Man, that's a tough break there for Bristol. They played really good defense. Coach Kapoulas wanted the illegal screen out top. He didn't get it, but they knocked the ball in. That's a crusher.
That's a foul there. Is that one play? Yes, it is. Devin Ollison gets it to go, and that's not what you need if you're Sheffield.
Well, Ollison is the king of tough shots. You know, he can make them behind the three, in the lane. Here he comes off with Ramsey, and Bennett reaches that arm in. One-handed, gets the bounce.
Gets the bounce indeed. Chance on the free throw line now. A single point will prove particularly important if this game goes down to the wire. 7:26 left in it. Sheffield have led by as many as 16 points in this game. It'll be pretty spectacular if Bristol Flyers can overcome their form in the previous 2 quarters to leave it all out there in the 4th and steal this game, Rob.
Look at the defensive pressure right now. Sheffield struggling to get anything going. Mismatch here with Green, Kipper and Green.
Ramsey hits the deck. I think it's just a case of a little slippy floor, so they'll get the floor wiper out just to make sure. Off the ball, that there's no disadvantage to players, just the perspiration technician, I've heard them be called.
And if you're Bristol, maybe you're a little disappointed at that in a way, because they had them way out there. Look at Graham Bell. He's playing hard today.
He's taking a hit to the face there. He's playing rugby right now.
And that's where the sweat probably came from. Royal Graham working so hard.
10th of December, the action starts at 3. 2 games that day.
I do think that we could have a course for our floor wipers in the league. And, you know, when you watch some coaches in other sports, but making it relative to basketball, having these individuals around your sidelines on your courts, etc., you can use that to your advantage. Having a floor wiper to be there, ready to go, etc., it means that you can play the pace of the game at a higher tempo, etc. These are little details that you can do to...
I'm not up with the floor wipers not using their hands. Get down there and use the hands. Elbow grease, we used to call it. They're just using the feet. What's going on here? Come on.
Yeah, you don't look too happy to be there, to be fair.
Cheer up. You got a great seat.
Here we go. Ramsey. Step back, long 2. It's not an easy shot to take. And
What a steal.
Glasgow Jr. turning the corner. Skipped across, Pipkins, big shot if it goes, no! Brad Green with the rebound, Bristol with a chance to close the gap even further.
Playing hard on defense, Bristol, great job.
Jackson, Roel Graham Bell looked at a mismatch with Glasgow Jr. Jacob, he's just not hit those today.
Pipkins.
He is 2 for 6 from behind the arc. Glasgow Jr. Nichols across to Pipkins. Nichols, clock winding down, stolen away. Great anticipation from Jacobs. He's pushing forward now. Jacob to the rack. Can he get it to go? No, he can't. Wow. He had his eyes on the defender there, Rob.
And he's out of gas. He looked over to the table, probably wants a sub.
Nice block from Green, but no time for subs. Jacob still in the other half of the court, and now straight away back into the action.
Oh, Jacob went to that basket with a chance for Bristol to cut it to 4. And Green with the wasteful turnover.
Pipkins looking down low. This is your chance, Bristol, now. This depth is really hurting them. Sheffield have been a little subpar in these last few possessions, but they've just not got enough in them.
Well, I can't fault Bristol's effort by any means here. They are really playing. Look at C.J. Jackson with the hands on the shorts. They're really playing hard. Coach Kapoulis got him coming out of that 3rd quarter playing a much higher tempo on defense.
Glasgow Jr. He stopped the bleeding here for the Sheffield Sharks. A foul is called, 2 shots to come.
Oh. Brad Green, you can read the lips. That's a flop. That's a flop. Let's watch that again. You know, looks like he kind of forced the contact. And let's watch. He's dancing. He's dancing. Ooh, it's that right arm that's in there. And big guys, you can't put the arm in there. And the veteran Glasgow saw that.
Make the most out of the situation.
Made the most out of it.
Yeah. Green heads to the bench right now. That's his 4th, I believe, 4th personal foul for Green. They got back up there, though, in that position. That's not where Bristol will be worried. Brad Green, 12 points, 7 rebounds for him tonight. Glasgow Jr. knocks those down.
75-67.
There's the key members of the Bristol Flyers team in foul trouble. It's just Green.
Jackson.
Got time left in Green. Jackson's only got 3 in the 4th quarter, and a turnover now. Sloppy from the Flyers.
Again, never really got it past half court that much in that possession. Wanted to stagger with Samuel, wasn't there. Then the ball pressure was there, and a bad turnover by Jackson. He looks really fatigued when you're watching him on the court right now.
Nichols. Glasgow Jr. Straight back. Same direction it came from. Kipper Nichols. That's a beautiful move. Kipper Nichols, swing, turn around, money.
You spin me right round, baby, right round. Nice move from Nichols. That was awesome, that move there. Tough, one-on-one. What can you do as a defender? You just have to tip your cap to Nichols. Big time shot.
5 minutes on the dot. It's time for a quick break. Oh, it's not time for a quick break. I usually think it's a media timeout, but no, it's after 5 minutes. There's that move again, Rob.
I love it. The spin move, one-on-one, and when you play against a guy that can do that, there's not much you can do. Watch him here. Whoop, spin, gotcha, with the fadeaway.
Nothing but net. So this is just a simple team timeout now, a team alliance. I believe Bristol Flyers would have called that because now they're back into a double-digit situation. It's not a position you can't recover from, though, Rob.
No, you wonder how much they have left in the tank, and that's what Coach Kapoor is trying to find out right now. That fight has been in them here in the fourth quarter. A couple bounces went a different way. You know, they could be in it, but give Sheffield credit for hanging on and keeping that distance. 10-point lead, 5 to go at home. Sheffield be feeling really good right now, but Bristol got to come out now and get a bucket right away. Get that bucket right away, get that scoreboard ticking, and continue to play defense.
Well, it's also time to start thinking about your most valuable player. We've got a lot of time granted in this quarter, but if you're watching live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, start to think about it. Let us know who's your game MVP so far in this one. There's a couple candidates out there already, Rob. You know, Devell Ramsey, 12 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. Rodney Glasgow Jr., first game back, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers. And a turnover, talk of turnovers, Bristol Flyers have their turnover, and now we will have a media break in this one. 4:46 remaining, 10-point game, 77-67, back shortly. Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill. There she is supporting her Braun Sheffield Sharks. All the stars are coming to the games now. You had the guy from Ted Lasso last night as well.
That's right. He's a fixture at our games, but talk about Sheffield sporting royalty.
Yeah.
There she is right there.
Here is Ramsey. As Glasgow Jr. has possession here. The screen comes from Nichols. He's going to seal one-on-one with Jackson. Skipped across. Devell Ramsey's got room. And that's just off to the little left, but had plenty of time and space.
Good job by Nichols there. He found the wide open player. Could have went one-on-one again over there. But Sheffield doing a good job of being unselfish on the offensive end.
Smith. Samuels to the right hand. And now here come the Sharks. Pipkins, he drives. And oh, a nice little piece of that. Roel Graham-Bell didn't give up on the play. Oh, and the basket will be good. Basket interference called. Ball was on its way down. Substitutions checking in. Let's take a quick look back on that play.
Give Graham Bell credit. He didn't give up on the play. Here's Pippen. Here he comes.
Yeah, it touches the glass.
Easy call.
Yeah.
Right on it. And he knew it, Graham Bell. Never really said anything.
Half a step more and he would have pinned it, right? But yes, here we are. Bristol Flyers trailing by 12 now. Oh, and there's Jacob fumbling. Pipkins, easy lay this time. And another timeout is called. And it's been Bristol Flyers last time out.
Yeah, I figure she's going to have to, get this group together here. Down 14, the last roll of the dice. But, again, not to harp on it, but the fatigue is really showing in Jacob there on that move. It looked like he was, stuck there. He couldn't really make the move and then didn't get back. So, again, I talk about it, and it's interesting to look at as the season goes on. What is the schedule like for the certain team coming in? You can see some teams who are off all week. Some teams are playing, especially these European teams, 3-4 games in a week. So it really is a factor. Coach Kapoulis knew this coming into the game, I'm sure. Has to be happy with their fight because they're fighting. But it looks like here, as we come to the close of the game, that they're running out of gas right now.
It's new territory for British Basketball League clubs like Newcastle, Bristol. They've not played in Europe before, and this is something they've got to learn about.
Well, listen, when we played in Europe, I can remember being over against Sassari, the Italian team over there, and speaking to their coaching staff after the game. And I remember playing on a Wednesday night, and they say, "Who do you have this week?" I said, "Wait a minute, not just one, two that we have on the weekend." So the British basketball schedule is much more difficult than a lot of the European countries. Usually these European countries come back playing one game. Bristol played a doubleheader last weekend, played Wednesday, come back today. So the schedule's thick and fast. You understand that, and it's just trying to find the right way to deal with it.
And with whatever resources you have in your club as well, Rob. Here's Samuel. So don't forget, there's the score now. Plymouth City Patriots are taking on the Surrey Scorchers. Earlier on this season, that was the bottom of the table clash, but now Surrey Scorchers have picked a few wins up, and Plymouth are looking a little better too. So check that out live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel with Josh Betts and Jordan Taylor. Let's lock back into this one. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Brad Green, mid-range slingshot for two.
And slingshot with a nice rotation. Green, we've seen him hit that before. And here's a guy with energy, Samuel, he's up.
Yeah, that shot there reminded me very vaguely of Barry Lambo, is how it reminded me. Here's Pipkins. Now with Nichols on the spin. Nice handoff to Cook. Hey, this game's all over as far as I'm concerned. 2 minutes 45, I'll tell you it's done now, Rob.
Well, I mean, good move there from Nichols. And unselfish. 2 plays in a row after he made that turnaround shot. He's made the right read for an easy look for his teammates. And that really defines the Sharks offense today. Getting it from a lot of guys, unselfish, good ball movement, and taking care of the ball.
Green again for two. Drops that in.
Glasgow.
Here comes the Sharks. Foul is called on Roel Graham Bell. He spent most of his time on the floor today, Rob.
Yeah, effort has been there. Effort has been there from all the Bristol guys. So I think when Andreas goes back and watches the film, be disappointed in certain areas, but they gave the effort. And Graham Bell, boom, another one. Whoa, gonna get in that jacuzzi this week.
Yeah, well, listen, that MVP call's getting closer, fans at home, so make sure you lock in on the chat, the live chat. Let us know your thoughts. Rob's going to let us know very shortly who thinks he's going to be today's MVP. There's a couple candidates out there. Got to keep an eye on DeVell Ramsey, 12 points, 9 assists, 2 steals. And then Rodney Glasgow Jr. as well, who's been pretty strong today. Coach Kapoulis, deep in thought.
Yeah, long week, no question. And I think, it's not just the players that have the long week, it's the coaching staff as well. When you're playing all these games in short period, airports, lines, all that kind of stuff, travel, buses, it's a long week. So, they'll go home, get a rest after this, and surely will come back strong.
Nichols, nice body shake with a travel violation. Couldn't get his feet right. He picked up his pivot foot, which I'm guessing referee Ed Yadansky saw, blew the travel violation.
And even though the whistle was blown, he still tried to bang it on Brad Green. Brad stood up there like a mountain and said, no way. I don't care what the score is.
No easy buckets. And here is Ollison. Screen from Jacob, pops out off of it. Brad Green sets Jacob a screen, but Ollison trying to split the defense here, trying to find a look. He's in the corner now for 3, and he'll pour in another triple for him to take him to 21 points total.
Thought he had a really good game today, Ollison.
And it looks like Rodney Glasgow Jr., he's going to be finished for tonight. And Rob, I think you've chosen him.
Yeah, well, for me, Glasgow has been the MVP today. He's a guy that obviously has been out for a long time, but I think that second quarter was huge in this game. You know, Bristol with the big start and bringing in Glasgow to not only make shots, make passes, but also be a leader out there on the floor. They were struggling at that point, don't you forget. So, yeah, we got to give him the player of the game today.
There's Ramsey on the floor. Nichols sizes up Jackson, steps to the side, fires up the triple, icing on the cake.
Kipper, we saw the moves in the mid post, we saw the moves in the deep post, but now out on the perimeter, showing a little sauce to his game.
He was caught up in foul trouble, Kipper Nichols, and so he's missed a chance to have impact on the floor. And he will enjoy that one. He's got 11 points personal now.
That goes to show you, though, he didn't pout, right? I mean, not his day, coming in and out, came right out of the game in the third quarter, right? 2 minutes in, waited his time, and came back, and I thought he was very effective here in the last 5-6 minutes of the ball game.
And that makes 4 players, or should I say 5 players in double digits this afternoon for the Braun Sheffield Sharks. Get it from all angles as Noel Graham-Bell overpowers that. Brad Green fighting for a second chance opportunity, and Sheffield Sharks get it back. Hands on heads, hands in the air from Bristol Flyers players. They're spent.
Last few games here in the BBL have been in the 70s. Another day, it looks like in the 70s again for Bristol. Maybe just not enough offense at the moment with those 2 guys down.
Crowd clapping it up, getting behind their team. We've only taken 1 loss at home as Bennett Cook. I'm sure he was out of bounds there, but nonetheless, Bristol will get it. He's taken out sponsorship board.
And look at the guy. Remember we saw that guy there still sitting down with his hands in his pockets? Come on, help him up.
Yeah.
We're going to wake those guys up down there.
There he is. There he is.
Fix the board.
Yeah, I'll use a barrier. What? He didn't even move it. Oh,
he loves that seat.
Oh, there he's getting some assistance.
His buddy over there. Yeah. Help him out.
You're the real MVP of the game.
Ben, give Bennett credit here with Jabril down today, not playing, was out there, was able to give more minutes than he usually does. Remember, only 20 minutes a game normally.
15 points, 7 rebounds, made his impact on the glass. Inside here, Ollison swiped away, and a foul is called. Routinho swiping at that.
But that's the thing with Bennett here, right? If they had played maybe Friday, does he have the ability Friday, Sunday? Maybe he does, but it's a lot difficult, more difficult than when you have 1 game in a week. You know, the 1 game in a week, you're going to expend that energy.
Oh, Glasgow Jr. is going to pop back into the game. As Routinho takes a break. He's just coming for a little victory lap, maybe. As Ollison's on the line. I think the one saving grace, though, Rob, is Delpesh coming back now, and he'll get into the rotation. Jabril making up that 12th player as well when he comes back. I believe we've been told it's a toe injury, so...
Yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how that rotation works out, because, it's very difficult to play that many players.
Do you think you see Jabril's, he's played a little bit of the 5 spot, but he'll slip back into more of a 4 guy?
Well, maybe, yeah, you would think so, and he can do that, we know that, and the Sharks with a little timeout here. Now, you know, timeouts are called here at the end of the game. You wonder, Sharks winning, why would they call it?
Yeah.
Well, hey, just in case we get into a head-to-head situation, you play teams 4 times, so if it finishes 2-2, you go to the head-to-head, who won by more? So the Sharks right now will probably look to get another score and want to make this an opportunity to bring it up to 12 or 14 at the end of the game, which could help in the head-to-head.
I know, listen, a chance to run an inbound play under pressure. You can do that in practice as much as you want, but if you get a chance to do it in a game against competition?
Well, I'll tell you, usually if it wasn't for the head-to-head, usually you maybe run this one out. You know, you don't usually call those type of timeouts. It's, you know, it's usually a little disrespectful, right? That's how it used to be back in the day, no doubt about it. It's changed a little bit, but definitely with the head-to-head on the line here, at the end of the season, you know, 2-2. You look at how much you beat the team by, so you want to go out there and put some more points up on the board. So let's see what he's drawing up now and what they can get.
Well, 32 seconds on the clock, and don't forget, there's more action coming up later with myself and Rob Paternoster. Cheshire Phoenix taking on Caledonia. Ding, ding, ding. Round 2, 6 o'clock. Better be there. A lot of talk on social media from both the teams. Cheshire Phoenix, they were going at him, said, stick that in your documentary. So let's see how Caledonia respond to that one. It's going to be a great one.
Yeah, looking forward to it, definitely, and it's nice to see a game, 2 games in one weekend. What kind of adjustments are they going to make? You know, obviously practice yesterday, be able to look at the video and say, got to do this better, that better, going into game 2. Let's see what they run out of the timeout.
Here we go. See, as Rob says, Devell Ramsey, he's being double teamed at the top. Oh, Pitkins wide open, skipping across, Kipper Nichols. Holding him to it. Oh, sidestep 3 and forces that one up. And a bit wasted that timeout, really, if you're going to do that. Jacob going to the rack and gets it to 4. Not really been his night. That's his 14th point of the game. Oh, Pitkins, show me something. Oh, the reverse. Let's talk about disrespect, Rob Paternoster. How about that for some disrespect?
Well, wide open, and again with the head-to-head, he's got to take it.
We got another one? Oh, we just ran out of time for that one, Rob.
A spectacular way for Pipkins to finish off the W. Bring it down and up. That's big time. You see him done it before. He likes that dunk. Cleanly through the rim.
We had a couple of breakout plays in transition today. They were very underwhelming, so I'm glad we saw something like that at the end in that one. Well, don't forget your game MVP, Rodney Glasgow Jr. He got it done tonight, Rob Paternoster.
Oh, you know, he's been out for a long time. You know, it's really tough in that rehab, coming off an injury. But today, look at the big hug there. You see the numbers, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. But I think, you know, with Glasgow, it's more than just a number. The leadership he brings to the team of Lions will be fired up to have him back in the lineup.
Listen, off the court, he's a great guy. Spent some time last season with the British Basketball League show. He came to Leicester, believe it or not, to play some bowling. But let's take a look about some of his highlights. This was the quarter, Rob. He made all the difference here.
Yeah, they struggled out of the gates, you know, down at big at the end of the first quarter. But here comes Glasgow. Glasgow was there. And then in the second half, we talked about how they didn't come up on that ball screen. He hurts him with the mid-range shot. And just having him back in the lineup, his presence out there, be a big boost for the Sharks.
And there's the love he's being shown by his teammates as well. Bennett Cook as well, and his Sunday roast, Bennett Cook, as we spoke about earlier. Let's take a look at some of the full-time stats. Oh, there he is, in fact. Oh, a nice little bottle of bubbly.
Here we go, let's go.
You bring the roast, Bennett, I'll bring the bubbly.
Can't wait, party at Glasgow tonight.
Well, let's check those full-time stats for you. Let's look at it. Obviously, there weren't many turnovers in the first half, and then Bristol Flyers got tired.
Yeah, 18 turnovers for them. Sheffield took advantage of that. But look at the 2-point field goals for Sheffield. 27 for 41, 65%, 42% from 3. Did a good job getting to the free throw line. I was really impressed with their defensive pressure as well.
Shared the ball, 24 assists to the Bristol Flyers, 19. It was a real team performance from them.
Yeah, Bristol hung in there. I got to give them credit. You know, long week for them. They kept battling in that fourth quarter, but as they came down the wire, didn't have enough in the tank. Another good win for Sheffield at home.
Well, let's take a look back. If you didn't see it before, the fixtures and results over this weekend. Lions shock upset at home against the Eagles. Manchester Giants 1-point winners against the Patriots. Caledonia took the first loss of the weekend against the Cheshire Phoenix. Surrey Scorchers fell in their first game against the Newcastle Eagles in a back-to-back. They now are, because they play the Plymouth City Patriots and they're down 31-26. Riders last night won against the Manchester Giants. Sheffield, of course, with a 10-point victory here. But there's one more game coming up, and there's been a lot of talk about it, so don't miss it. 6 o'clock, live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Myself and Rob Paternoster will be there. Let's take a look at those standings, and this is how it looks now, Rob.
Sheffield jumping up there 9-6. They've really taken advantage of the nice schedule they've had, and they've put themselves in a really good position in the top 4.
Well, if we're talking about the next game as well, Rob, Cheshire Phoenix only have 4 losses. I think that London could drop on a couple more games throughout the season. They've got to keep that loss column really low if they can stay within touching distance.
No question about it. You know, even with London, you don't expect them to lose too many, but Cheshire's had a great season this year, and they play really well at home. Looking forward to this game this afternoon.
Well, make sure you join us later live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. We'll see you very shortly.